What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be doing something a little different, you might have noticed from the thumbnail. But obviously we're not gonna be able to finish my car for Miatas at the Gap, so we decided to buy a Miata. That makes sense, right? Yeah, it doesn't, but that's what we're doing. We bought a Miata to go up to the Gap, and so we're gonna fiddle with that this weekend and get some things done on it. Overall, the car runs extremely nice. It's probably the best 1.6 I've ever driven, especially with the miles it has on it. But yeah, check it out. Yeah, I can do it. The car has about 197,000 original miles on it. This is the original engine as well. And it's got a Jackson Racing intake, which is like super clean. And then he has a Yanaka Motorsports radiator with electric fans. I'm going to redo the wiring on this because it's pretty shoddy. He's got a polished intake manifold, Jackson Racing headers, and also a cobalt exhaust. Under the hood we have the cobalt hood strut, which is actually very nice. Super nice. Just on the outside you have some aftermarket wheels, which apparently are Premax. They're not very expensive wheels, but we've got some 185/60 R14s on here, some tires. Not great tires, but they have really good tread, so that's what we're looking for, but obviously not race spec. You've got some aftermarket mirrors, which I think you can get off Moss Miata, the chrome style. I don't really like those, but that's okay. He put some seat covers on the seat. I was taking it off. The seat actually is really clean. It's just super faded. And then I'm not sure what the steering wheel is, but it's nice. And then he has an IL Motorsport center console with the arm pad. And then just an aftermarket radio, and that's pretty much it on the interior. There's the miles, 196,683. And everything on the cluster works. The windows roll up and down nice. He did install a couple speakers up top. The only thing is the soft top does have a window tear, but we're gonna try and fix that, and we'll show you guys what we do and how it works out for a simple, easy fix. He also had some Delrin door bushings put in as well, so it should help stiffen up the chassis a little bit. It's not perfect, it has some dings and stuff here and there, but overall it's really nice. Also, it came with all kinds of extra parts. The plan today in this video is to get the AC compressor and all the lines installed, so that involves taking some things off and installing some things. It looks like it may have a little bit of a coolant leak with the Jackson Racing spacer, where the thermostat housing, it actually spaces the thermostat housing up with the Jackson Racing intake being there because the AFM is sideways. So we're gonna look at that. It looks like it's leaking and seeping out from there. So we actually picked this car up, pretty much a shell, no drivetrain or anything. The blue car down there does not have AC, and this one came with all the lines and the condenser and even the compressor here. So we're going to be taking that out of this car, putting everything into the blue car, and hopefully have AC.
Yeah, because it's only like, I think 9 a.m. and it's already 88 degrees out, so it's needed down here.
Yeah. So we got the car slightly in the garage behind my car. We jacked it up, and right now we're going to focus on taking the intake off and the hoses, and see if we can snake The condenser and everything is one unit under the car and up. I got the intake off. Just have it sitting over here. I'm gonna redo the wiring since the guy just kind of like threw it in here. But I don't know if you can see this, but there's coolant seeping from this spacer. And this is what we need to fix. I have one thermostat housing gasket, but I'll probably have to get another one, and then I think we're just gonna try and seal it up a little bit more with some gasket maker just to make sure it's not gonna leak. Probably just gonna go ahead and replace the belts while we're here. We'll check them out and see what's going on.
It looks like it's just been leaking radiator fluid.
Oh yeah, you can see, you can see
because it's just splattered everywhere.
Here. Definitely needs to be taken care of, that's for sure. We've got our 2 gaskets. We're going to be throwing a new V-belt on, and the AC compressor is on as well. And I've got the AC wires for the fan. The AC fan ran. And the main fan. Now I just got to work with this AFM wire to get this ran correctly. I've got to undo this. I'm probably just going to shove it somewhere in here or up here. I'm going to change the spark plugs now while Tyler tries to get the alternator tensioner loose to put the belt on, and then also this one we'll have to get loose as well, the power steering tensioner, to get the other belt on. What we did on the gaskets is we actually put the copper gasket maker on there as well. Hopefully it helps seal it up a little bit better. We'll see. Got the AC lines on, all tightened up. Just gotta fill it shortly here once Tyler, once we get the belts on and the MAF all put together, then we can start filling the AC. Right now we're gonna try and charge the AC system. We've got our gauges hooked up. You know what you're doing?
Apparently not, because something is not going in. How much do you want to bet they didn't take out that Schrader valve?
Yeah.
Kill it. I don't think that compressor's going to make it.
So we got a weird noise. It's like a chattering. Almost like a ticking.
But here's the thing. So at idle is the only time that it makes the noise. As soon as you get a little bit above idle, it goes away.
I think it might be the compressor or the clutch in the AC compressor is bad possibly, so we may have to pick another one up. But the air is getting colder on the inside, so everything else in the system seems to be working. Looks like we don't have the leak anymore so far, so that's good. So I'm going to be replacing the valve cover gasket. So it looks like we might have a little bit of leakage in between the spark plugs here, because the the plugs are a little bit oily, as you can see. So hopefully that'll help solve that issue. We are going to replace the spark plugs as well. So now we got to get this leftover gasket off so we can put new stuff on. So we can seal the corners of the valve cover gasket so it definitely doesn't leak. The old one off, which is pretty, it's pretty stiff. We're gonna put the new one on. We're gonna put a little bit of RTV, ultra black gasket, around the edges, right here, and on the back by the cam angle sensor. So we got the spark plugs all torqued in. Let's put the plug wires on. Make sure they seal on there. Alright. We just gotta button up our hoses and everything, and she'll be ready to roll. Now what we're gonna do is actually take the fluid out of the brake reservoir, taking the fluid out of the brake fluid, this humongous turkey baster. And I'm just gonna go like that. Put it in our little bucket. I just want to get the old fluid, as much of it out as possible. And then we're gonna bleed the full system. Nothing fancy. This ain't no SR20. Right, Tyler?
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna get in the car, and Tyler's gonna tell me what to do. And I guess I'll do it for once.
You still won't.
Alright, so now we got clear fluid. Woo! Here's Tyler's brake job. The brakes came with the car as well, and the pads, so. Now on to changing the oil. We've just got some Mobil 1 1030, and we're gonna get to the oil drain plug over here. Put a new filter on, which is down here. Woo! Oil. Done.
Done.
Done. Do it.
Now we've got the oil right into the car. Next thing that we gotta do, hit it with some diff fluid. Then we can serve it.
We're getting the air filter all put back in, and went ahead and reran this wire under, so it comes under like that. Previously he had it like up on top and just ran crazy. Not my style. At least this looks a little better for now. Realistically, I feel like if you were gonna keep this, I would splice all these wires into the existing OEM one and make it look a lot cleaner and tuck it, but this is a temporary car anyway. Got the under tray back on, all tucked up. I'm gonna go ahead and get the wheels put on here. Also, check out that nice fuse box sticker, yo! If you want one, hit me up, I make those. We got the clutch, all bled, new fluid, everything. Also gonna be doing a clutch mod on this, stay tuned for that video. I sell a clutch override switch as well as the fuse box stickers, so self-plug. We're gonna attempt to fix the hole in the top. We're using this Laminex stuff. And it says basically cut it and form fit it. You really want to do on the front and back, but where the cut is, we can only do it on the outside portion. So we're going to see if it works and kind of show you guys how to do it, but we have no idea what we're doing.
We never do. That's what makes it fun. And it says to overlap it on each side by, what was it, an inch?
Yeah, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, but I would go about an inch or more, honestly. Overall, fairly easy install. Now, if it works is another story. Right, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, from this side it doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't look terrible out here either. So if you're looking for cheap repair kit, I think this cost me like 12 bucks. I mean, it says it's invisible, but you can totally see it. Look, it's right here. So.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, and really,
In all retrospect, the previous owner putting epoxy glue on it is what makes it stand out. If you had
Yeah.
a straight cut and you were to add that on from here, like, it just kind of looks like a little dirt line. So it's really not bad.
so I think we're gonna call it for today after doing that. I feel like we got a lot done today and a little bit of yesterday. We only have a few more things to do before we get to the gap, so super excited. Just gotta clean the interior, clean the outside, bed in the brakes, adjust the clutch pedal at the pedal side because it's like it engages really high, and Tyler and I both don't like that. And add my clutch override switch, which I'll have a video up about that and more information on it in a separate video. Change the diff fluid, change the fuel filter, and change the transmission fluid. I think that's it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but all the lights work and everything's functioning other than that so far. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Can't wait to meet some of you at the Meows at the Gap. If you guys are going, drop a comment below. I'd like to see you guys there. Later.